Welcome back, everybody. It's now December 11th, and yeah, it's a gloomy, rainy day. It's supposed to be 60 today, though, and it is stupid humid. It's been raining for a couple days. You know, there's just moisture and everything. Moisture, you know, on the tires from them being filled, and it's just, whew, not good. But not seeing too many holes. You know, like I said, moisture from just moisture. You know, I keep looking, not seeing wet spots. So definitely enjoying this. It seems our I don't know what you want to call that, door extension guard, weather guard, you know, kind of kept the weather to a smaller area. It used to blow all the way. I mean, like I said, it's so humid, it's just moist on the concrete. I mean, here it's more protected, but obviously here we can't do it, and we have just rain moisture. Should put the thing up, but maybe one day we'll get to it. Gotta get the ladder down here. But anyways, moisture. Today I want to get the oil changed in this, and get the fuel filter changed. So the general stuff on that end. I also check hydraulic fluid. But I want to get these two filters changed, oil changed, and then I'm gonna drain the coolant and pull off the radiator because I got a new one coming tomorrow, I think. So I want to get that all set. I'm ready to plop back in there and be set. And yeah, there's not too much to it. I mean, there's just this top bolt, and then there's two bolts on the bottom. I gotta take I forget if that's the power steering pump cooling, but yeah, we're gonna get to it, take that all apart, and be ready for tomorrow. So I actually don't want to run it because we took the shield off to check it, so I'm gonna put that back on before I start it up. So when I'm doing oil changes, I always kind of try to wear gloves. I used to not, and then just like do the old where am I gonna put you here? Do the old hands in the dirt. I mean, after like I grease everything and all that fun stuff, because the dirt will kind of absorb whatever oil moisture there may be. But I don't anymore. I got gloves. They're like $5 at like your auto parts store, so highly recommend those. Definitely nice to just pull them off and be all cleaned up. What I also learned is we have baler twine everywhere, right? And you'll see, angle you down a little bit. Instead of a wrench, if you take the baler twine, see, I'm backwards. You got to put it opposite. It's a little slippery. I don't know if it's going to work, but you put it opposite and then feed the twine through. It works sometimes. Usually it's enough to, oh, it worked. So yeah, you just got to feed this, basically the string, put it through the loop, and usually gets enough grip to loosen your oil filter up. So there's a fun little hack if y'all don't have filter wrench. I know I've used this for like hydraulic fuel filter, anything that's big. I know I used to use like the big pliers, but then you wreck the filter and sometimes you make more of a mess than you gotta. So I also use like basically anything that you can get. What works really well is the if you get round bale net wrap. Sometimes there's those straps that come around it to hold it in with the handles on it. At least the stuff we get, it's blue. I don't know if I have one. But that's got like the friction lock on it, so you basically put it tight and then you just gotta go opposite the friction lock, so it kind of uses leverage and physics to get that set. But as you can see, we changed this in February 23, so it's been through 2 seasons. I'm sure that's the same, and yeah, it's pretty black. Definitely due for a change. So we're trying to keep up on the oil maintenance, you know, or the preventative maintenance, I guess is the proper terminology, just to keep things running better. You know, fuel filters, all that, just to get the best performance out of our equipment. And yeah, no, it's been so far been good, except, you know, older stuff like this, blowing radiators and fun stuff like that. But it is what it is. So you either get the cheaper old stuff and work with that and fix it, or you get the new stuff that hopefully doesn't break, but if that breaks, then you don't know how to fix it. So I won't get into that, but yeah, we basically got this. Just want to show you guys that fun little hack. So next we're on to the fuel filter. That's this nice square, this 4230 has a square fuel filter. It's just this clip that pops off, and this is the new one. It's got glass on the outside of it, which is pretty cool. So you can kind of see what things are looking like if you got a clot or dirty fuel or whatever. So it's been 2 years. I actually didn't know that this was a clear filter on the ends, because I really didn't start working on things until we had this for a couple of years, and it was completely blacked out. So when the mechanic had come and put this fuel filter, I was like, oh, you're supposed to see in there? And yeah, she was like, oh yeah. So that was that. And yeah, now I try to keep up so we don't lose power from lack of fuel. So that's we're gonna change that out. So I just wanted to show you guys, look at the sediment. It kind of, as you can see, this I guess you can't really tell maybe on the video, but the sediment in there. See all the black on the bottom? That's what we're keeping out the engine. So now fuel filters installed. Sorry I didn't get to show you guys that. It's a 2-hand job. Take this clip and then you just basically pry it down so you don't make a huge mess. But now I gotta reprime this. So you can see this is a little darker. I basically cracked the bleeder valve, so this will let the air come out. And then there's this little lever down here on the lift, I think that's the lift pump, that if you watch there, sends fuel in and starts to fill it up. And over here, you know, I'm quiet for a second, you'll be able to hear the air coming out. And yeah, it's not the fastest thing ever, but it's better. The TS6110 we have on the that's like our main baling tractor, that fuel, I don't know how it's got it, but I don't know if the fuel lifter pump primer pump, I don't know the technical term, just doesn't pump much or well or anything like that. But it just takes forever to prime that tractor, get fuel through it. This one, I mean, it'll take a while, a couple minutes. As you can hear, the rain just started a little harder, so we'll keep an eye on the roof, but it's going. Your hand does get tired, so sometimes it's better you do this first, and then you can, like, while you're changing the oil, bleed it. But as you can see, it's starting to come up. And then in a second, you see it starts blowing out a little more. And right there, I'll give it another pump or two, get this last bubble out, and then it'll be all primed, ready to go. Well, I ran the tractor for a minute, got the oil filter filled up with oil, refilled it. It's all good there. Fuel, it was running, so it should be good. I gotta order more Sharpies to write on them, so we know the dates like before. But now we're to the coolant. I tried to open the stopcock to the coolant. It didn't work, so I pulled the line off. I gotta get some shavings down here, and we'll get this cleaned up. But I got that first pipe off. Then I got this line, and then I should just pop off. I got the top anchor up there, and then the bottom anchor, and I'll just pull the shroud off. Should be able to pull the radiator right out and await the new one. So got the radiator out. It's just, you know, 2 anchor bolts, the 1 bolt up top like I showed before, and then there's actually 2 bolts from the oil cooler in there also. But I just want to show you guys, this is the radiator. This is where we were leaking from, and I'm pretty sure, you know, it's cracked in there or whatnot. I know we did put well, we didn't, but when we were dairying, would put water in there, so probably what led to that. So gotta get a new radiator basically. So anyways, that's that. I also checked the air filter quick. I think we had replaced, when I went through on I gotta check the books, but every filter, everything gets changed when I kind of took over things. It was like, yeah, like 22 or 21. New inner filter, new outer filter. So this is only a year or 2 old, and it's not bad. It looks good. I didn't even get dust. This tractor doesn't really work in the dust. You know, it usually has the rake behind it, so usually it's moving pretty fast, and it's moving, you know, the dust might be pushing behind it. So unlike the baler, you know, something like that would get more dust from going slow and kicking up everything or anything like that. So anyways, that's out. Wasn't too hard. Had to take the air intake pipe, kind of seal that off so you don't get dirt in the engine. Probably gonna see if I can get a new shroud, just because this is all dry, rotted, and just cracky, and might see how much some new lines are also, just to I mean, I think they're probably like 20 bucks, but we'll see. If they're like 100 bucks, I'm probably not gonna do it because we're probably good. But yeah.